Good afternoon, marhaba. Thank you all for joining us here today in ACT cyberspace for what is a first for this event, a virtual awards ceremony. I hope you'll enjoy the proceedings from the comfort of your office, home, or wherever you may be, and join us in celebrating the success of Treasury profession in the Middle East. I would like to start by giving deserved recognition to ADCB, our gold sponsor this afternoon. These awards would not be possible without their continued support and collaboration over the past few years. So a heartfelt thank you for sticking with us through these challenging times. Our treasurers really appreciate this, and it won't be forgotten. I'd also like to thank our judges, who, as ever, have been fantastic and have had some real challenges in making decisions this year with so many great nominations. The ACT is committed to this region, as you know, having worked here for well over a decade. And it's a delight to see Treasury teams developing and indeed taking leadership roles within the business community, both in the region as well as globally. These are unprecedented times, and the pressure has been on for our treasurers, who really are at the centre of their businesses' strategies for sustainability. Liquidity is the name of the game, and I'm proud of our community and the individuals who have contributed so much to the health of their organisations. But without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Matthew Hearn, who needs no introduction, to start the proceedings.
Thank you, Caroline. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I hope you're all well, staying positive and testing negative during these strange times. Despite the limitation caused by COVID-19, I am delighted that the ACT has been innovative and continued to put together a thoroughly enjoyable summit, and today's Deal of the Year Awards, a key day in our calendar by embracing technology and the opportunity for me at least to squeeze into a suit rather than the loungewear I've been sporting since March. A lot has happened since we all last got together, so I thought as chair I'd give some views on the past year as a precursor to today's awards. I think it's fair to say, as risk practitioners on the whole, we as treasurers are often forward thinkers, looking at the horizon, scouring for potential threats, be it movements in currencies, interest rates or commodities, to ensure that our organisations have the ability to weather any storm. But if we're honest with ourselves, none of us saw this risk coming, nor perhaps appreciated the scale and impact of it. And for many, we weren't perhaps as prepared as we should have or could have been. But the risks encountered were multifaceted and not only moved markets, much of which could be calculated and measured, but it also impacted people's behaviours, something much harder to assess and model. We knew this year would be volatile, with US elections and Brexit, and perhaps the start of a stock market correction, something that had been reported and predicted for some time, and we were ready for those. But how many were honestly ready financially, strategically, and operationally to cope with the past 10 months? Whilst hindsight is a wonderful thing, if you knew then what you know now, what would you have done differently, both personally and professionally? In this region, we have seen key sectors such as retail, aviation, leisure and hospitality being severely impacted, and organisations accelerating their digital strategy to cope with customer engagement and demands, and staff working from home phenomenon. New ways of working were required, both in terms of online etiquette, but also the ability to ensure that business operations continued as usual, whilst ensuring controls and processes were robust. Liquidity became and perhaps remains the key issue, and the adage of turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash is king has never been truer. Understanding the company's cash cycles and ensuring the liquidity was available when needed became an early sign of the treasurers getting cash management on the board agendas. However, smaller companies and perhaps those of lower credit quality faced and continue to face struggles. We will evidence later some of the great work that our peers in the industry have achieved during the past year, rising to the challenge and ensuring the skill set of a treasurer are utilised by CEOs and CFOs alike as strategic partners. I've said many times there's never been such a good time to be a treasurer, and that still certainly holds true. A qualified treasury team are able to provide credibility, confidence and comfort that despite whatever external factors are thrown at them, the basic principles, if managed well, can withstand most of it. The past year has also been a year of leadership, with the most respected leaders showing that EQ is just as important as IQ. in managing stakeholders and staff alike, showing a real empathy for the impact on people. Given the noise and chaos around us, we are fortunate to be living in part of the world that seems to have handled the pandemic with worldwide acclaim, and not only supported the population with proactive testing, but also launched the stimulus packages early to support businesses and ship medical supplies to those most in need. Here in the UAE, the leadership acknowledged the changes that would be required to grow from this pandemic and restructured the government entities to be ready to take advantage of that, to ensure that business and the population as a whole were front and centre of policy thinking, another demonstration of a forward-thinking leadership in this fast-paced economy. Alongside this, the regional political stability was further enhanced with the signing of the Abraham Accord, which in turn opens new commercial opportunities with Israel. With the stimulus packages, policy and regulatory reforms, a clear vision and a growing economy, I am certain most organisations will emerge from this stronger, more agile and ready to seize opportunities. But whilst we're all aware of the economic impact on our business, we're also more acutely aware of the impact such events are having on our lives and well-being. These have been challenging times, stressful and uncertain times, and never before has it been as important to check in on our own state of mind, but also of those around us. I think we will look back at 2020 in years to come as a reflection point. For me, I want to look back at the year as being one where I spent more time reflecting on my leadership style and qualities, but also a year in which the Association of Corporate Treasurers in the Middle East demonstrated that its membership is more than just numbers. It's a network of friendship and fellowship, and one where we look to support one another during good times and bad. The ACT is here for its members, to ensure training both in the technical skills is relevant, but also to cater for aspiring treasurers to focus on their softer skills to make them well-rounded Treasury professionals. These times are an opportunity for focus on your career aspirations and to get yourself upskilled. So I'd encourage you to stay close to the ACT, take advantage of the training and development it can offer you throughout the various touchpoints. If I knew what 2021 would bring, I would certainly hope it brings a calmer year, a safer year, and a year to reconnect physically with peers, friends, and family. But now, on to today's focus, the awards themselves. The ACT Middle East Awards continue to be a focal point for excellence, once again gathering an impressive number of nominations which kept our judges busy. The calibre of entries we saw is a true reflection of the achievements we see every day in the region, and so I'm delighted to have once again been at the helm of the judging panel. Please join me in thanking my fellow judges who worked so hard throughout the entire process. With many of them being treasurers themselves, there is always the potential for a conflict of interest, but let me assure you that individuals remove themselves from the process when needed and when necessary. I had the chairman's privilege at the casting vote. Andrew McMichael, the Group Treasurer of Agility, James Adams, Group Treasurer of Childhood Group, Laura Ford, the Senior Treasury Manager from Group Treasury Majidov Patain, and Mona Lockett from Automotive Group Treasurer at Al Patain.
There's a couple of trends I've seen coming through. The first is the quality of the submissions. They are improving significantly, and I hope in no small part that's due to the improving quality of the Treasury teams in the region, and again in part driven by the work of the ACT in the region in education, training and conferences, etc. The other trend is seeing growth in ESG related finance again in the region. A delight to see and something that I hope continues into the foreseeable future.
What has stood out for me overall this year has been the tenacity that treasurers and their teams have displayed in their relentless pursuit of Treasury excellence. This year in particular, Treasury teams have been under immense pressure, managing cash, liquidity, risk. But it has also been a year that's presented opportunity for the value of treasurers and their teams to be elevated within the organisation. And this has been very apparent from the quality of nominations that we've received this year. It certainly didn't make the judges' job very easy.
As a judge, I'm looking for entries that really show evidence of going the extra mile, whether it's something innovative or a significant achievement despite challenging conditions. The teams involved will often go beyond the day job, pushing the boundaries and making a real strategic contribution to the companies they serve. I'm really pleased with all of the winners that we have this year. Well done.
It was very pleasing to see the high calibre of entries received this year. Year on year the bar is raised, and it's fantastic to see the contributions made and the efforts achieved by our treasurers, especially whilst navigating through these very unprecedented times. Congratulations to all our winners.
The ACT Deals of the Year Awards has a long history in the UK, I'm delighted that the Middle East has now been celebrating Treasury Excellence for over 10 years. The Deals of the Year and the Annual Summit are key dates in the diary for all Treasury practitioners in the Middle East, and the awards, which grow in popularity each year, are a great opportunity for us as an industry to come together to recognise the achievements of teams and individuals and to celebrate success. Every year the competition gets harder, and as the entries are judged by a panel of seasoned Treasury experts who themselves for many years have been operating at the highest level, these awards really are the ones to be won, having been recognised by your peers. Good luck to everybody.
Yes, thanks to the judging team and also, of course, to you, Matthew. Now more than ever, it's so important for treasurers and their service providers to take the time to get involved and share their success stories, to celebrate all the great achievements which are taking place every day. And it's a great motivator to receive awards such as these. So I really do urge those who didn't participate this year to do so next. The judges, of course, look at a variety of criteria and benchmarks when examining each finalist. And these include sound treasury management and technical knowledge, efficient pricing, innovation in technology and systems development, managing stakeholders and financial relationships, and companies and individuals that have gone above and beyond in terms of expectations, making a real impact. And so, on to the awards, and we start with the Treasury Management and the Corporate Funding categories. The Treasury Management Awards look at deals and projects covering cash management, working capital, trade finance, supply chain finance, and systems implementations, with the corporate funding categories focusing on deals and projects covering all methods of capital raising and funding and M&A. Judges were looking at how the deal fitted into the overall strategy and why it was important to the organisation. The team's involvement and their influence on the project were also key, as were the complexity and innovative elements shown.
Starting with our Treasury Management Award in the Large Projects category, our winner stood out for their innovative approach to centralised risk management. Judges noted that the automation really added a lot of value and the strategic angle was impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner, Donata. Now to the Treasury Management Award for small to medium deals and projects, and our highly commended was deemed to be a great digital transformation implemented by a small team with the judges particularly liking the tech solutions. This year's highly commended is Mazuri International. Our winner in this category impressed the judges with their stellar work that had taken place in transformation, setting out a new treasury, new processes, governance, manual to Swift, all of which helped during COVID with tracking trends. The short space of time in which it was delivered made it also more impressive. Our winner, and congratulations go to Mantrack Group.
In the corporate funding category, there was, as always, plenty of debate. For our Corporate Funding Large Deals Award, there were some very strong entries this year, but we had a clear winner which was hard to beat, with one judge calling the deal spectacular. The deal had several complexities and was just one amongst several that the team managed to pull off. Based on this and the strength of support shown in the nominations, this year's winner is DP World. The corporate funding small to medium category was a close call. Our judges chose a highly commended this year for the agile approach taken during the pandemic, and that highly commended is Gulf Pharmaceuticals. Our winner, however, caught the eye of the judges for their adjustment on Islamic structuring and ESG ratchets. As we all know, sustainability is playing an ever-increasing role, so this one was hard to ignore. Our winner, therefore, is Oman Shipping.
Moving on to the Treasury Teams Award. These seek to identify the corporate treasury team most highly regarded by its peers and advisors, with recognition being considered for success across the main areas of treasury: cash management, corporate finance, risk management, treasury operations and corporate governance. For this section of our awards, I'd like to hand over to Bhupesh Sharma, Head of Transaction Banking from ADCB, and our gold sponsor, to present the awards for the ACT Deals of the Year.
Thank you, Matthew. I must say that we are very proud to be working with ACT and sponsoring these awards, which continues to recognize the excellent achievement of corporate treasury teams in the region. Moving on to the awards, in the Small Corporate Treasury Team of the Year award, the winning company particularly impressed the judges with the work that went into going live with the treasury management system during lockdown, which was no mean feat. And this year's winner therefore is Bahari. Moving on to the large corporate treasury team, this year's winner closed a number of transactions, showed some really innovative solutions around virtual accounts, as well as championing a sustainability agenda. Over and above, this would be remiss not to mention the commitment shown to their people and professional development. Particularly impressive is their diversity, as 50% are women, representing all levels of seniority. Congratulations goes to our winner, Etihad.
Thanks, Bhupesh. On to the final awards, the ACT Middle East Treasury Professional of the Year. These awards are designed to shine a light on individuals who stand out from their peers for their excellence in all aspects of treasury. The ACT is proud to champion professionalism and integrity and is a leading advocate for driving the highest standards across the industry, and these awards provide the perfect platform to do just that. Our first award is for Treasury Professional of the Year in the public sector, and we had a standout winner, described as someone who is really rallying the troops as well as consolidating and navigating different entities. They have been showing an innovative approach to their work based on the clear support both internally and externally. This year's winner, and congratulations, go to Tom Kotzwara from Sharjah Finance. And so to Treasury Professional of the Year in the private sector. Our winner has shown themselves to be adept at streamlining processes, with the judges particularly drawn to their work on cash management, noting they have achieved so much in such a short space of time. Congratulations to our winner, Iyad Abdulrahman, Etihad International Investments Group.
Our final award is for Professional of the Year, Financial Service Provider. Judges noticed that since arriving in the UAE in 2019, this person has brought a wealth of international experience and insight. They are appreciated by clients for their straight-talking approach, which enables change and also provides ongoing support for the industry in the region. Our very deserving winner is Nicholas Romano from Kairiba. This sadly brings us to the end of this year's awards. A huge thank goes to all of those who took the time to enter this year. I know we say it year after year, but the quality just keeps on getting better. Our winners really are a testament to the tenacity and drive we see so often across the region, and they demonstrate the extent of what can be achieved through dedicated teamwork and the drive to achieve best-in-class standards of excellence across the business. I would once again like to offer my congratulations to all of this evening's winners and to thank our gold sponsor, ADCB, again. I do hope you're able to join us for the second day of the annual summit tomorrow, for more fantastic content. And don't forget, it's available on demand for the next 30 days. So no excuse to miss this fantastic opportunity to hear from top experts across the profession. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the ACT Middle East Awards for this year. I do hope the next 12 months bring us many blessings, inshallah, and I look forward to celebrating with you again next year. Thank you.